Hi, my name is Amy. Hello. It's the morning, obviously. No makeup. Very, very old looking. I decided to start this little channel to document our travels around Florida. Me and my boyfriend Josh have lived in Florida our entire lives, and we've explored a fair amount of it, but we decided this year to kind of look at the more obscure things instead of just going to the beach or theme parks or the really well-known sites. So to start that, I bought this big ridiculous map of Florida that details every single county and city, and today we've decided to go to Lakeland, which has the Southgate shopping center. And if you didn't know, the Southgate shopping center is where they filmed some of Edward Scissorhands scenes, so that'll be interesting. From there we decided we're probably going to go to Lake Wales. So Lake Wales has two things that we're going to do. One is called Spook Hill, which is supposed to have this kind of optical illusion situation. And then also Bok Tower Gardens, which I've heard of many times, but I've never actually gone out of my way to go there because it is relatively far from where we are. We're based in Tampa, Florida, Tampa Bay. And obviously this is all more central, closer to Orlando. Traffic out there anymore, it's kind of a bear. But we're gonna try some different ways of getting there instead of just I-4, see what we find, and I don't know, have some fun on a Saturday. So join us. Okay, to start, here's our map. It's very large. Right, so we're gonna go to Lakeland, if this will focus. Specifically, that little pink blob, that's where the Southgate shopping center is. So that's the start. From there, probably gonna take, what was the road? I believe it was 60 or 37. Okay, 37. So, it's this road here, 37 down. We're gonna take that all the way down to State Road 60. I'm gonna take that through Bartow. And obviously, unfortunately, it flips to the next page for Lake Wales. But, so this is still State Road 60. I'm gonna take this over here. We're gonna get our State Road 17. That'll take us to Spook Hill, so that's off Burns Avenue. And then from there, we're gonna take Tower Boulevard, and that's gonna take us to Bok Tower Gardens. So, should be interesting. I've really never explored this part of Florida, so, I don't know, be an experience. Get to know the state a little bit better, and I don't know, hopefully you enjoy joining us. Hello. So from the last time I was on camera, we went to Southgate Shopping Center. We also went to Spook Hill, and we went to Bok Tower Gardens. Lovely me was too embarrassed to film myself at any of these locations. So I did take video, but I didn't actually like narrate or anything while I was there. So ultimately most of the footage came out kind of boring. So what I figured I would do is kind of film pieces for each of the places we went. Just make a short little video, kind of a little comprehensive. This is what we did that day and this is what I thought. So here we are. The first place we went was the Southgate Shopping Center. That's located in Lakeland, Florida, so it's right off I-4. Never really went through Lakeland personally. I know that I use it as a landmark for how close we are to Orlando. Southgate was kind of, seemed like it was in the downtown area. I could be wrong, but it seemed kind of like more the downtown area. Just a little shopping center. Now the significance of the Southgate Shopping Center was, or is, it was filmed, or featured, can I get words out also? There's Colin. Hello Colin. Now you're losing your mind because we just went for a walk. That's him. The significance of the Southgate Shopping Center is that it was featured in Edward Scissorhands, the movie by Tim Burton. So that house was actually, the house in the neighborhood they used is in Lutz, Florida, and the shopping center is way over in Lakeland. So it's, I think I mapped it out, it's like a 45-minute drive between the two locations. So we went to the Southgate Shopping Center the day all these videos were filmed. And, excuse me, really all that's left is the sign. So it says Southgate, and it has that cool kind of V shape and a bit of an arch. Very retro, very like mid-century modern 1960s-esque shopping center look. It's pretty cool because it still has the Hallmark store that you could see in the movie. It still has the Publix. Other things have changed, but a lot has stayed the same. The day we went, wow, this lighting is really yellow. Oh well, very yellow. It's the evening, if you can't tell. The day we went was a very bright sunny day, so it was pretty cool because it created very angular shadows, and it's already a very angular space. So it created more of that. It kind of exaggerated the space and the symmetry between the space. So that part was cool. But overall, it was really just a sign. It's just a cool shopping center to visit. I myself am not a huge Edward Scissorhands fan, but it was still a cool place to visit, especially because it was kind of on the way to where we were going anyway. So our next stop. Cool. So if you're interested, I would say go give it a look. Why not? It's a cool sign. Alright, so I decided to relocate to my office. You can see my shelves in the background. For better lighting, really. Well, maybe harsher lighting, I don't know. But it's less yellow, so there's that. After we went to the Southgate shopping center in Lakeland, we went to Lake Wales for the final 2 places we were going to. That took about 40 minutes to get to, but it was actually a pretty nice drive. It was very kind of, I think we took 60, State Road 60, I believe it is, or either way, kind of a quieter road. And the first place we went to is called Spook Hill. So I had heard about this before. I didn't know much about it. Essentially, it's just a street in this town, and there are a little bit of hills in this town, so that was pretty interesting for being in Florida, which is usually very flat. But Spook Hill, it's a road in Lake Wales. I guess it's popular enough that the elementary school right next to it is also called Spook Hill Elementary, which I was kind of envious of because their school mascot is a ghost, because how cool would that have been? But essentially it's like an optical illusion on the road. When you drive up to it, the road slopes up, so it's like as you're going up a hill to the top of the hill. Now, the town has really leaned into the lore, it seems like, of this, because there's an archway over the road that says Spook Hill. There's a sign on the side of the road with a little ghost, and it's basically holding like the detail of the lore behind Spook Hill. Also, underneath the sign, or maybe slightly in front of the Spook Hill archway sign, there's a white line. Essentially what you're supposed to do is drive up to the line, put your car in neutral, and your car is going to roll back. When you roll back, if you look out the side, so like a side window, it's supposed to look like you're going up the hill. I didn't realize that until after we tried this twice, so I filmed it and I'll put the footage in next. I was facing forward, and it just looks like you're rolling backwards. So it wasn't like, oh, crazy optical illusion, it was just rolling backwards. It was fun. I think it was very cute. We'll probably do it again next time we're out there, just to kind of see if looking sideways, you know, will create more of an optical illusion. But it's free. It was just something fun to do. So, I don't know. I would definitely do it again. I guess the backstory behind the whole Spook Hill thing is something to do with an Indian chief and an alligator, like some kind of fight between the two, and one or the other haunts it now, and that's why there's an optical illusion. Something strange like that. Either way, I thought it was really cute, and I would definitely go back to it again. But for now, here is the footage I took.
Ooh, Spook Hill. Okay, they turned. Awesome. Okay, so there's nobody behind us right now, so. Stop car on white line, place in neutral, and let it roll back. Okay. Here we go. Place it in neutral. You ready?
Yep.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Do you get it?
No, I don't.
Try it again. Neutral.
So we roll down a hill.
Maybe I'm broken or something. I didn't really get it.
I didn't either. I should have taken a picture with my Polaroid, but oh well.
We can go back around if you want.
Yeah. Well, that was something.
Bok Tower Gardens.
That's what I was talking about if you wanted to go there.
Okay.
So the last place we went was also in Lake Wales. It was actually called Bok Tower Gardens. Now this is a place that I have heard of for a very long time. Actually a place I've kind of wanted to go for a long time. But since it's so, not so far away, but it's enough of a drive from where we live that we were always like, well, let's just go to Universal or let's just go to Disney, because we had passes to both of those at the time. Now, since we're trying to do more non-theme park things, we decided, all right, well, let's go to Bok Tower Gardens. It's in the same town as Spook Hill. They're literally like down the street from each other. Let's just go. So that's actually the last place we went. I had seen pictures of it and I knew roughly what it was, but once we got there, definitely a very different impression in a good way. Definitely religious overtones, but overall, you drive up this very long driveway to the main grounds, and when you first walk in, there's a visitor center, there's a museum, there's like a little theater with a show, there's a little cafe and a gift shop, and then as you walk onto the grounds, there's lots of different gardens. I believe there's a play area for children, there's a mansion at the back that you can get a tour of. The day we went, the tours were all sold out. And then at the far end of the property, there's the tower. So the tower is this very, very tall spire-like structure that has bells inside, and someone actually plays the bells. It seems like every half hour or something like that. I should probably look into that more for a more informative video, but they play it periodically. I believe the woman we spoke to who worked there said, I think it was after 4:30, it went to like not pre-recorded, but like an automatic thing. So someone wasn't physically up there playing the bells, it was something automatically done in the tower. I will say, I did not realize it, but this land is the tallest point in Florida, which sounds silly because Florida is a very flat state, but it was actually kind of crazy because it reminded me of some areas in New York that I've been to, like Boscobel, it's in the Hudson Valley. It overlooks the valley, and although this view was not as like pretty and I don't know, less mountainy, it was still very beautiful and had a lot of depth, and there clearly was, you know, sloping and distance, and it was a very fun surprise. It was not something I expected at all. The tower itself was gorgeous, and I'll put that footage in just a minute. Overall, I kept thinking, and I'm sure I said this to Josh like 15 times, but it reminded me of Sauron's castle, or Sauron's tower rather, in Lord of the Rings. Like all I could think of is Gandalf meeting Sauron and them going in his tower, because that's basically what it looked like. It was beautiful. It was a very tall spire-like building. A lot to take in. Beautiful property. Definitely something I would want to go back and do. When I do, I'll do a better job at filming it so you kind of get a better idea of what the property was like. It was gorgeous and totally worth it. I have to look up the cost again. I believe it was like $26 a person. You pay at the gate, but it was really worth it. I would totally go back. We also ate at a little cafe kind of on the way out, and their food was actually pretty decent. What was cool is you could get things and you could take them onto the property and like have a little picnic if you wanted. You could get a beer or wine or something and then walk around if that was your thing. It was just a very relaxed environment. Also found out, which I'm sure Colin, my little cavalier, would have been very mad at us to know, we didn't realize you could bring dogs here as long as they're well behaved, and he's fine. So next time we'll probably bring him with us so he can also explore with us and not be home alone for a while, because this place was about an hour and a half away from where we live, so you know, a little bit of a hike definitely a place I would recommend. Very peaceful place. There's not a whole lot going on, but in the best way, because it seems like these days the world is chaos, and a little bit of peace and nature. Just beautiful grounds, beautiful tower, beautiful kind of music from the bells. It was just a really nice way to enjoy the evening. We were also there about, I want to say it was about 3:30, getting closer to 4 o'clock. So since it's January, it was kind of near golden hour by the time we were closer to the back where the tower is. So that made for some beautiful shadows and just a very relaxing light. So I highly recommend this place. If you're looking for just kind of a quiet, nice place to go, have a picnic, enjoy your afternoon, bring your dog, see some beautiful views, a beautiful tower, totally a place I would recommend going. Like I said, I wish I had not been so lame, and I wish I had filmed more of myself there talking about this, because I think it would have a bigger impact. But for now, I'll put in the video. I'll probably overlay some of the video as I'm talking, so you can just stare at all this. But also I'll add in some extra video, like the video I took of the bells, so you can kind of get an idea of what the tower looks like and the sounds of the bells. So I thought it was really cool, and I would highly recommend if you're into kind of a more relaxed thing, or even if you're in Florida and you're looking for something a little more relaxing and very pretty and affordable, totally a place I would recommend going.
People stood and watched.
Listened.
Yeah. There's a calendar along the bottom. Let me see it first.
So with that, I hope you enjoyed watching some of these videos and hearing kind of my thoughts on these different places in Florida. If you're based around the Central Florida area, or if you're in that area for whatever reason, maybe you're inspired to kind of go visit these places. I don't know, something off the beaten path. Either way, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to get better at these videos as I go along and stop being such a chicken and film myself in public, because Lord knows no one's actually paying attention to what I'm doing, I guess. It's just that silly embarrassment you gotta get over. I don't know, whatever. We'll get there. That's part of the fun, getting out of your comfort zone. That's how you grow, right? That's what they say, at least. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully you join me on our next little adventure, which will be soon. Anyway, thank you. Bye.